Hello and welcome to Round 2 Front 9 action of the 2024 Hub City Halloween Open, presented by the Great Courses of South Carolina and the Hub City Disc Golf Club. Film crew today is Michael Bowman in Hartford Berley. Drone footage courtesy of Nate Johnson of FlySense. Commentary team today is Owen and Vern Weygandt. On the card today we have Joel Freeman from Greeley, Colorado. Jake Wolff from Greenville, South Carolina. Micah Groth from Woodruff, South Carolina. And Ryan Monn from Simpsonville, South Carolina. Hole 1 is a par 4, 722-foot beast of a starting hole. Your first goal is to get around this corner to the landing zone. Next, you want to try to make it through this pinch point in the middle of the fairway and down to the second part of this long fairway. And then lastly, see if you can find your way up to this green and hopefully give yourself a putt for a birdie.
Welcome back in to round 2. Joel Freeman took a absolute killer of a round 1 on Friday to get the weekend started. 8 down, sitting atop of our lead card here. Let's see if he can continue that into day 2.
Shot. A little left, I think, but all right.
We got Jake Wolff joining us this time. It's always a good show when Jake's on the card.
Yeah, really excited to see Jake's round here today. He shot a great 4 under, not to be overshadowed. You'll see Jake take some very different lines than the rest of our group today. He took kind of that lower inside left gap that's starting to open up, and even some righty backhand players are starting to look down that gap.
Yeah, nice.
We got Micah Groth on the card too. Micah, who recently, as of this recording, just won the DGBT Q Series Championship down at Olympus in Brooksville, Florida.
And Micah showing you there, I mean, that was a picture-perfect drive. If you told Micah to walk out there and drop his disc somewhere, I bet you he'd place it right where it landed. There's Jake kind of pinched off to the left, just trying to get down somewhere on the fairway with some forward progress.
We got Ryan here. Ryan Monn ended up pretty good after the drive.
Yeah, this is a popular landing zone here. It forces him into that forehand. Going to be a great shot down there. He'll have an easy up and down, maybe a long look for the birdie.
Yeah.
Such a tough starting hole, 722 feet, but you know the tee shot doesn't allow you to break off more than maybe 350 feet at best. Yeah, great shot from Joel, just keeping it in the fairway. Didn't quite get the distance to get all the way to the basket. Micah's going to have this sort of simple up shot. Left it a little short, but he'll have a putt at it. Jake did not end up bad at all from where he was in the second shot he took. Just on the edge of the fairway, he's going to pitch up. Also leave his a little short, kind of with Micah.
Joel wasn't happy with that one, but I think he's going to be okay. Ryan's just pitching up.
Yeah, you know, this green can get really fast. It kind of slopes behind it. Jake a little short on his putt as well. We've got a long round ahead of us, and you don't want to bleed any easy strokes to start this round. Micah draining his par putt there.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's really early to start running things. This is just round 2. Got plenty of golf to go.
Yeah, every hole out here could have a 4 or 5 stroke swing possibly with the leader. I mean, you're thinking about bogey, double bogey chances on almost every hole. Kind of clean up pars here. Jake's going to tap in a bogey. We're going to move on to hole 2. One of the longest holes on the course. Very difficult. These starting 2 kind of punches you right in the face to start. Initial landing zone is going to be down near these trees that are in the fairway that we're about to pass. Second shot is just trying to stay in the fairway going up this big hill. Makes that shot pretty difficult, and then ideally you want your third shot going back down this hill to finish off near the basket down here. Can't really afford to put any of these shots off the fairway. You want to stay on the fairway that allows you to keep moving.
Appreciate it.
Joel a little right, but kicks the base of that tree and kicks him into a really good spot. I think that's a really good kick off that tree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he blistered that first shot, and I was worried when I heard that tree sound, but when I saw where it ended up, I thought, yeah, he's going to be fine.
Micah a little high on his tee shot, and he catches those branches and falls down into the fairway. That'll knock off a solid 200 feet off his drive, and that takes birdie out of the picture for Micah at this point. I don't see him getting shots from down there at the bottom of that hill to put him into a birdie position. So I think he's playing for par at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, great looking tee shot just inside of those trees. Gonna skip up to a look to get him going up the hill on a second shot.
Real excited to watch Jake play this course. The Wolff brothers, Jake and Ben, traditionally play Holston really, really well.
Yeah, especially historically, this course has had really low trees to go over. You see him looking up right now. There are a few options if you can throw a disc straight up in the air and still get 400 feet of distance out of it. That opens up a lot more options than normal. So you see Jake executed that really well as well.
He almost executed the catch cam guy.
You heard the catch cam guy fearing for his life there. That was a great shot by Micah. I mean, down from the bottom of that hill there, he got plenty of distance, hit the gap in between those trees. Ryan with a great shot as well, just to kind of get him to the top of that hill.
Yeah, Joel's in super good position here.
Yeah, this is one of the best tee shots I've ever seen. Joel didn't really like the second shot, kind of turned it over too much to the right. And Jake even further than Joel was off that tee shot. So
that's really good.
Micah's just thinking he needs to keep this in the fairway somewhere and get up and down for his par afterwards. I think he would have liked a little bit more off of that. It looked like a mid-range from him, so he's definitely just playing position.
Ryan didn't like it, but it's dead center fairway.
Looks great, yeah. I think Micah pulling out that mid-range, halfway through a 1,100-foot hole just shows you the difficulty of this course. He knew, if you get off the fairway here, that's more than a stroke penalty sometimes. You get very difficult, and Joel makes a really good scramble shot to get back out to the fairway, and a lot of forward progress there.
Get the hyzer. There you go. Great shot.
Yeah, great shot from Micah. You can hear the card approving of it as well. Jake looking way up again. Panning back out. Looks like it's going to come down nicely. Vern, I think he's just using the cameraman as a aiming point at this point.
Yeah, I think so. I should have told Hartford to wear his helmet this weekend. Ryan's got a long look here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Great birdie.
Yeah, great comeback putt. Not often you go long on this hole to make a comeback putt for birdie. Jake was one of 4 birdies on the day for hole 2, along with his brother Ben Wolff, you mentioned earlier, Martin Neese, and Sammy Miller. Shout out to Martin. I actually got to play this round with him and
nice.
saw his shot, his approach shot from the top of the hill. He threw probably a 500-foot flex backhand that got all the way down, kind of hit the rocks, the concrete right in front of the basket, and he had a tap in for his.
Hole 3, par 3, 415 feet. We got a shot here. You want to get through this tunnel and then have it hyzer slightly to the left. Maybe play the skip up to the basket, and that should give you a birdie.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little tougher for Jake to look up on this hole. There's kind of 2 initial lower ceilings, so he's looking for some sort of crafty roller here to try to get up to the basket. He just caught one of those guardian trees on the roller, or else that was all the way up there.
Come on, I know you can. Oh my gosh. Freaking.
Me. We want. You good? I was just making sure. I was like, wait, am I tripping?
Joel not very happy with the kicks he got there.
Yeah, I think he was expecting a little bit more out of it.
Yeah, it's a very weird slope here. You're trying to hit the disc on. Tough to try and expect that left moving skip. Micah leaves his off right a little bit and should have an easy up and down from over there, but birdie out of play.
You feel like this is a hole that you MPO players are thinking, this is a birdie I really need to get.
Yeah, you know, on this course, yes. You know, if you took this hole and put it on a different course, probably not. But this is one of the more in front of you holes on the course. I mean, it's 415. Maybe a slightly uphill net. I mean, it kind of goes downhill off the start and then back up. As long as you don't end up kind of where Ryan was off the tee, you're thinking it's par at worst. And you can see what that did to Ryan's shot. I mean, that pinches your scramble off so much.
Yeah.
You have almost no chance to get up there. Yeah, Micah just pitching up. He's going to take his par as long as he taps in that putt. Joel with a chance here for birdie. I think Jake's going to have a chance as well right after him. Oh, and I thought that was a great putt, but he hit strong side, but on an Anheuser angle.
Get it there, dude.
We're going to see a bunch of tap-in pars here, and Ryan tapping in his bogey.
Yeah, probably not the result these guys are looking for in this hole.
No, I think, you know, par is good out here. You're always fine with a par. You don't walk off the hole too disappointed in a par. But, you know, you only get so many chances out here for birdies.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 4 is going to be a lovely placement shot, par 4. Initial shots are trying not to land in this tall grass up top, and trying to get an angle to hit this gap we're about to get near. That's right along this access road. So trying to go in between these trees here, moving down the gap to set up your second shot, curving down this S gap and finishing up near the basket all the way down here at the bottom of the hill. I'm expecting some sort of fairway driver, really overstable disc, or a slower disc out of everybody on the card here.
Tag that tree on the way down there.
Yeah, you know, that tree really shouldn't be in play. I think Jake just kind of left that shorter than he wanted. And ideally, I don't think Jake's trying to get to the gap everyone else is,
Oh,
because he's probably looking up on his second shot.
fair.
Really? Wow, I cannot believe that. Wow. That was shocking.
Joel, fortunate enough to make it all the way through that initial line of trees, he'll have an easy pitch around the corner for his second shot. Micah's gonna throw you the stock hyzer shot here that most people throw. Left it a little on the left side, but I think he might have an angle.
You know, looking at these guys where their shots are ending up, I saw some spectators down there by that access road, and I'm wondering if maybe they could pick a better spot.
Yeah, almost everybody going out left here. I don't know if they maybe had some wind out here. I think we saw that day one lead card as well. Everybody kind of drifting off left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and here's Jake looking up. He definitely didn't want to be next to that bush impeding his shot, but he definitely wanted to be back where he was. That's not a bad shot at all. Kind of in the woods, but he'll be able to pitch out towards the basket most likely.
Ryan's doing a little layup here. Catch cam guy was down at the basket, so didn't really see where Ryan ended up. We'll see that in just a moment.
Yeah, Joel's shot as well, same as Ryan's. They're just trying to get forward progress, stay on the fairway. That's a great shot from Joel. More than enough of the forward progress he needed and stayed way on the fairway. Micah, kind of not a bad position there, but his drive was good enough that like even a decent shot there puts him in just fine position for a par.
Ryan clipped a limb on the way down.
Joel giving that a bid. Here's where Jake's second shot ended up. He's looking for something crafty to get back out towards the basket. Yeah.
Wow.
Anything with a look there was good for him. Micah's birdie bid. Oh.
Ryan's off to kind of a slow start today.
Yeah, taking a bogey there. Second bogey in a row. Par on the first two holes, so he's sitting 2 over. It can happen really fast out here.
Here's some shots in the background from a neighboring property where they have a shooting range. Thankfully not in our direction. That was such a great out from the trees where Jake was at. Hole 5, 904 feet, par 5. This one's an adventure. You got to make your way through this skinny gap with trees on the left and right hand side, and stay away from the OB bog on the right hand side. That's a place you do not want to go. Second shot, you want to kind of get towards the upslope on this hill. There's an old access road up here on the left hand side. And if you make it this far, then your next job is to get down this road where the basket sits at the very end. And if you do all that, you could have a good shot at a birdie. This is a long one, but if you have good placement shots, you'll be rewarded.
Yeah, 900 feet, but this one feels like a mile if you're hitting trees and not getting forward progress.
Stop. Sit.
Jake's maybe almost rolling off towards the OB. Sounds like it stayed in bounds for him.
Mm-hmm. Owen, are you a baseball fan?
I watch a little bit.
You know the jersey that Jake's wearing, what old school baseball jersey that reminds everyone of?
I do not.
It's the old, looks like a mock of the old Houston Astros jerseys. I have to see if Jake or anyone else can comment and let me know if I'm on the mark there.
Oh boy.
Hit the bar instead of the gun.
Nice.
Oh. Joel getting really fortunate there. Kind of turned his drive over in the gap. He hit the gap great, but just not on the angle he wants with the stability of the disc he chose. And I think he checked up against something near the OB line. Micah, maybe a little left side.
You honestly gotta have that
Hyzer.
Let's see if Ryan can start bouncing his way back. He's sitting even par now through 5 holes overall.
There you go. Smoothie.
You just laced that.
Yeah, that's the drive you want to see. He just showed everybody how to do it. Micah has ended up over here where he has this hyzer shot over the bog. If you're fortunate enough to land where you get that angle, or you play the short pad, it's a very nice area to be in. Jake gave that everything. It's gonna be... Oh, amazing.
Off of that. Wow.
Great shot from Joel there. Just kind of missed a couple of trees to get to that prime landing zone out at the bottom of that hill. Oh, just a great shot from Ryan, but squared up that one tree that kind of sits in the middle. You want to make your choice left or right of it. Yeah, Micah's just going to pitch around up to the top of the hill.
Same from Ryan.
I think Jake's got the shot to make this happen. He's over here to the left, but he's got that forehand that he can force over, and it will turn over for a long time for him. Yeah. Yep, that is, that's a Jake Wolff angle right there.
Not even close, dude. What is that?
That's not a forehand shot that most people throw, as you can see Joel trying to imitate what Jake threw and just didn't get enough turn on it.
A little backward spin from Micah on that one, but that was still a great shot.
Yep.
Yeah, they're making this upshot look simple, but
Great shot.
this hill up near the basket can give you some bad rollaways, and then just the angle becomes really awkward. It's a slow left turning fairway to try to get up there. That's a great birdie from Jake there.
Yeah.
Were there a lot of birdies on this one?
Hole 5 had 5 birdies on the day. Jake, we saw, was one of them. Evan Scott, Quinn Smedra, Ben Wolff, and Noah Fiveash took birdies. Hole 6 is my favorite hole on this course. We've got a par 4, 624 feet. Placement shot getting around this first corner. Try to set up a second shot to go over this pond. Just a very scenic shot. And then it's a really tight green to try to hit it up near this pin as well. It's pretty close to the water there, so you'll see an OB line as we get up there.
Money.
Wow.
Good shot from Jake, but I just don't think it moved far enough right for him to be in that prime position. It really penetrated forwards in the hole. The fairway. It's got to move right.
Okay, that's terrible.
Joel didn't really like that, but I think that's going to be much better than Jake's.
Yeah, I think that's the opposite of terrible. That turned out pretty well.
Yeah, maybe not what he was expecting. Maybe he was trying to go outside of that tree.
Yeah, maybe so.
Perfect.
Yep.
Whoa.
Ryan also
Come
maybe
on
didn't
now.
like his great. That's a great tree to hit.
Yeah, good little kick there at the end. Put him dead center.
Oh, yeah, and you know, Micah almost threw the same shot they did. He just caught that tree on the corner. So he's going to have to throw this layup shot and try to go over on his third. Ryan throwing a big wide hyzer.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that standstill forehand power is special.
Wow.
He's gonna have a difficult putt for his birdie, but that's from the position he was. That's a great spot to be. Joel's gonna, I think, get fortunate on that corner and stay in bounds.
Totally missed the line.
Micah doesn't like it.
Also on that inside corner, but I think he stayed in bounds as well.
Yep.
You can see that OB line is right behind his knees. Here's Joel. I think he made it in front of the tree, so he's going to have a putt.
What a good birdie.
Oh, thank you so much. Gotta stuff it deeper.
Three. Flexing every muscle in my right leg to make that stay at 3 go.
Good birdie for Ryan, too.
I just put a thorn through all the ones in my leg.
There it is. It's Holston for you.
Jake gonna tap in his par.
Hole 7, par 4, 711 feet. First thing you got to do is make your way up the left side of this fairway. And then there is a little tunnel that you want to go down here that is access to the basket. It's a tricky shot, but it is possible to get a good birdie on here.
Yeah, it takes 2 perfect shots to birdie this hole, much like all the other par 4s on this course. You got to execute both to perfection. It's a good start for Joel for the hole.
This one's especially tough for a backhand, right-hand dominant player that doesn't really have a big forehand, because you have to get distance and have it turn over there at the end.
Here's Ryan. I think Ryan and Micah, they're starting to think to themselves that they need to start making a move. Sitting 8 strokes back the lead, they don't want Joel to run away with this thing.
Mm-hmm. Ryan didn't like it, but as he said, better than yesterday. He was, for those that saw round 1, he was stuck in that nest of trees on the right-hand side. I think I hear Jake's brother Ben in the background on the bag.
Jake's looking up. I think Jake's got also the low forehand power. I think that's what I would have guessed he was going to throw, but he's probably got something else in the bag for this. Kind of a placement shot over there. Maybe he's setting up a second shot he's got in mind to go up and over some trees over there.
I'm crazy. I'm not a lunatic.
Micah's going to go with the forehand here. Maybe Jake's pinched off over here. Gonna throw up and around, hoping it crashes down. It's gonna be way down there, maybe with a putt over in the woods over the right side.
I always forget this part of the property we're against this very back part of the property we're against a road.
Yeah, there's a small kind of old country road kind of behind where Micah is from our point of view now. That's a good placement shot from Micah, just getting up to the corner. He's going to have a nice third shot down near the basket.
Why did that happen like that, dude?
Joel, I think looking for a little bit more turn on that disc.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Ryan just putting that upshot into the ground. He'll leave himself a longer putt than he wants. Here's where Jake ended up. Kind of way off right. He's got a little bit more in the way than I thought he would.
Oh, man, that thing got up and...
Oh, that really rolled away on him there.
Wow. The one time that the disc hits absolutely nothing and you expect it to hit 40 or 50 different things.
This could be a big momentum putt for Ryan.
Yeah,
Boom.
that's it.
Yeah, I think that putt either way is big momentum swing, either in his favor or against him.
That's fine.
Stay up, stay up. Oh my god, dude.
Cleaning up
Micah
the
played
par.
that hole for par really well after his first shot wasn't quite what he wanted. We're back to a par 3 for hole 8. 390 feet, one of the few holes that's under 400 out here. Elevated basket down here at the very bottom of this slope. You've got kind of an outside right-hand hyzer gap, and then you've got straight down the middle looking at the basket.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. It hit inside and then just popped right back outside into the water. At least I have a good placement.
Came out on just the right angle.
Ryan trying to throw the down the middle, just kind of faded out left early. That'll be an easy 3.
You know, from a course design perspective, this tee pad is so well placed. If you take a look at those two trees on the right-hand side, those in the exact spot preventing you from having a big wide hyzer at the basket.
Yeah, you can throw that hyzer, but it almost has to be a little bit more of a flex angle out of your hand to get up that high and get all the way back to the basket. And Micah's shot going down the middle turned a little too much and skipped out of bounds. Jake trying to throw a low beaming shot to skip up to the basket and kind of didn't get a great ground kick there. Here's Joel after the bounce OB to save par. Oh, that needs to stop. Luckily that rolls, I think, past where the OB marker is.
Yeah, I remember I was filming FPO, and that was a question like, wait, the line stops here? You can see it right there at the very end.
Yeah, that pond kind of stops shorter than the grass makes it look, so that water doesn't reach all the way back up there.
What a putt.
Yeah, that's a great bogey putt there from Joel.
Micah's had a rough day on the putting green. That's not really like Micah. Usually he's draining them left and right. Ryan cleaning up his par.
Think here if I tap real fast? You got it.
And Jake's going to clean it up here. Hole 9, par 5, 952 feet. This hole is an adventure. Formerly, the hole 18 was 27 holes. First thing you need to do is get around this corner here and then face this part of the fairway with all these trees. If you make it this far, then all you have to do is get down to the basket here. You can either go under the trees, or some players might want to go up over the trees to get to the pin.
Yeah, I think this will be a really interesting hole to watch Jake throw. He's going to have a couple more options than most to try and cut some corners or go over some trees, and Ryan throwing an absolute perfect forehand there. That's prime landing zone.
Yeah, that's a textbook shot for most players. Just fire a forehand down there and then let it skip into the second fairway.
Yeah, it's a solid 320 feet there on the corner shot, and you're going to see here's Jake lining up this shot to cut the corner here. This is all about distance control for Jake to land on this fairway somewhere, and I think he overshot the fairway and is going to be off of it, but he's way up there. Joel with a textbook forehand as well.
Yes.
Micah joining them right there in the prime landing zone on the corner. That's a great shot from Micah. That's way up there, still on the fairway. Joel kind of throwing the high flex a little bit more. It kind of slowed down and dropped right next to Micah's. Ryan skipping past theirs, and those three shots, those three guys are just showing you exactly how this hole's supposed to be played.
Yeah, that's a good grouping.
Oh, that stalled. That's so bad.
Yeah, I don't think that went the way Jake wanted it to. He went over the rough to the right-hand side, over the next fairway, and into the rough beyond that.
Let's see if these three guys can execute from their landing shots to get up to the basket. Joel does.
Wow.
That's exactly how you play this hole. Mike sawing his little left into the woods. Ryan with a little bit more difficult of an angle with that tree right in front of him, but he made it look light work.
Yeah, he was up there with Joel.
I think this is going to be Jake throwing up out of the right woods over here.
Way left.
You saw Adam Monn there, ducking and covering.
Yeah, so here's Jake on the left side of the fairway now, almost down near the basket with a little chip up. Micah's over here as well. Just going to pitch out of the fairway back to the basket. It's going to be Ryan and Joel for birdies.
Yeah, buddy.
Good birdie.
Good one from Ryan. That's going to kick him going up the leaderboard. Every birdie moves you up out here if you're looking at live scoring.
Amazing par save by Jake. He was all over the place, unfortunately, on that one, and it could have been a lot worse than it actually was. That was an amazing job. Good birdie from Joel, too.
Yeah, great birdies from Joel and Ryan, and Braden Sides also taking a birdie on that hole. And that puts us through 9 holes, the front 9 of round 2. Joel's still out in the lead with 5-stroke lead over Jake, and Ryan and Micah trying to make up that ground.